also, I talk like this. Isaac, hit it.
This is his voice.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or this. I'll kick your brother in the dinner. He's like, oh, I don't know what they say. My Timbits.
That's what they say in Canada. Don't change it to that. Change it back to the other one.
Oh, my... No, Isaac, to the other one.
Oh, my Timbits.
Have you ever had a dream that you had to do so much you could do anything?
Welcome back to another episode of It Doesn't Matter. I am your host, Drew Lynch, and today we have a very special guest. Please welcome Ahren Belisle. What would you like as your intro, Ahren?
Good question.
I think it's kind of rude that he's just texting when we're trying to do this podcast. But it's all right. I got nothing but time.
I'm a Canadian who's a Kill Tony regular and is going to appear on America's Got Talent.
Perfect. You said it better than I ever could, buddy. So, I'm not even gonna try to compete with your modulator. Modulator just sounds so much better than me. You got the top tier. Do you have to upgrade that? Do they upgrade it
I'm sorry in advance for all the editing you're going to have to do for my texting.
Yeah, it's just tough. It'll be tough to just edit out all the emojis that you're including. So you get to do. I know. I've seen you on Kill Tony. I've met you a few times. Are you? You're filming. So you did this season of America's Got Talent, and it comes out next week, or whenever this episode comes out a few weeks ago. It was so good.
Yeah, the softest updates have ruined a few jokes because it will mess with the cadence of the joke.
Mm-hmm. But you like this one the best. Yeah. It is, folks. Men are better at comedy. I don't know what to tell you. Now, you are Canadian, and, right? Yeah, and, that really just puts you at a disadvantage, because Canadians are just insufferable, and they have the same thing, we're in Canada, and we want to go to America and do comedy because they have television there. And Howie did it, Jim Carrey did it, fucking Justin Bieber did it. I'm sick of it. All these comics, they come in and they're like way better than us, and we just kind of sit back and we're like, we become Canadian because we're too polite. We're like, no, it's fine. You come over here. You just do whatever you want. No, do you think the stereotype holds up of Canadians being polite?
Should I just leave?
Yeah, I think so. That's what I'm trying to get at. I don't know why you're here. You have a beautiful dog. You have a beautiful dog. You say what, Mel?
You keep jumping from subject.
I do. I really do. It's not fair. It's not right.
Fingers on fire.
Yeah.
Roast.
So, all right. I should probably just start with basic questions. Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah, I mean, Canadians are pretty nice, especially Canadian comics.
Yeah. My experience has been that Canadian comics are nice.
It's more supportive in Canada, I think. Less cutthroat.
Yeah. You started comedy out there?
I actually started in Portugal.
Oh, wow.
I was on vacation, and there's a big nomad scene. And the comics thought I was funny and made me do an open mic.
Wow. In Portugal. That's crazy. How long ago was this?
It was winter last year.
Nice. Oh, so you're very new to comedy. Nice. Was it winter in Portugal or winter here?
It was like January 2022.
Oh, nice. Post-pandemic. What inspired you, or what started in you this feeling of I'm going to start doing stand-up and I want to pursue it, and here's how.
I never actually thought about it. I always just liked to go to live shows. I did that in Portugal and talked to them, and they told me I was funny and to try it, so I did.
Yeah.
And it went well, and it was fun, so I kept doing it. Feel like I do comedy for 3 reasons, right? 1, I have fun and I like to have fun. 2, I like to make people laugh. And 3, I feel like it's a way to talk about my struggles and educate people in a funny way. But clear.
Yeah. Wait, what happened? Did he cut? But at clear? Is it behind a paywall? After you use a certain amount, you have to like...
My phone messed up.
Oh, stupid phone. I fucking hate that modulator. I love Ahren, but I hate the guy who does it for him. Like, honestly, the nuance is getting lost. I know how nuanced Ahren is and the way the guy's doing it. Like, he said live instead of live, and that really pissed me off. I was like, I've never been to a live performance in my whole fucking life, and no one has. Stupid AI.
Fuck this guy.
Fuck that guy, dude. Do you have a name for that guy? Do you kind of like give a degree of separation between you two?
Siri.
Oh, that's Siri? Oh, nice. That Siri's really so Siri went non-binary. That's sick. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't name it either. I would only name it if it had a name like one of the fonts. You know what I mean? Like if it was like Comments Sanskrit or something. I couldn't handle that. It sounds too militant. Now, how is sex with this? Do you use it? I mean, is it implied that things are going to be pretty quiet, or is it encouraged?
Honestly, usually I don't say much. Like, it's not like, hold on, let me type something dirty to you. It doesn't work like that.
It should.
In relationships, I teach them sign.
Oh, nice. Oh, I see. Oh, so you teach them how to sign. Is it like a deal breaker if they don't sign? Like if you're with someone who doesn't sign, do they?
No, I just use my phone and teach them.
Oh, does your hand ever get tired from typing all the time? I mean, like I see I see the definition in your finger muscles. It's insane. You have like chimp strength on that side. It's pretty.
During sex, it gets pretty tired. Yes.
Yeah, especially when you're by yourself. Yeah, that's got to be tough. Like, which phone do you use to hold the porn, and which one to hold the peen? It's tough times, dude. That's why foot jobs are so big.
I have a joke about that.
Yeah, I can't wait. By the way, how was your experience with America's Got Talent? Did they what was the audition process like?
All I can say right now is they're deliberating, but I had a good experience. I went straight to the judges' rounds. I thought it would be less positive than it was.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's good. That's good that it was positive. Yeah. And who were the judges on your for your season?
Howie Mandel, Simon Cowell, Heidi Klum, and Sofia Valgera.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, those guys are all great. I'm not even doing anything. I just want to look as busy as you do. Yeah. No. Yeah. Just meetings. Yeah. I could confirm that. Yeah. Just do.
Sophia made a really funny joke during my interview, and I hope that they don't cut it.
Oh, I hope not. Do you have certain responses that are just auto saved? Like, do you have things that are just like, this is my response for this. This is my fast food order.
I have all my jokes saved bit by bit, and I have orders and stuff saved. Maybe I need to save my dirty talk to save time.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how long you can last, you know? You don't want to start typing a thing and then you blow your load and you're just like, well, I'll have to save this for next time, but it'll get you so ready. That's why I do. I start my dirty talk early, you know? I start in the car on the way over here, and she's in the bed, and I'm just like, yeah, when I get there, I'm gonna take my shoes off, and
there'll be no tracking in our house. And then she's like, I'm already finished. And I'm like, well, this is a waste.
Yeah, I don't usually have time to type anyway. Good point.
Yeah. Who has time for chicks? Am I right, guys? How long have you had your service dog, Al? He's so handsome, by the way. And I have the song, You Can Call Me Al, stuck in my head now.
He's 5. I've had him since November 2018, so 3.5 years-ish.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, wow. He's a good boy. So, my question for you is, were you, what was your childhood like? What is it that you can tell me about growing up?
With some specific struggles that you have. I don't want it to be too,
forced for whatever you want to share with me, but I'm curious about your backstory. I'm curious about, growing up with your adversities.
Yeah, I mean, that's a long answer to type, but let's give it a shot.
Let's give it a shot, baby.
It was hard, I mean. I was depressed growing up. I felt separate from everybody else, but always found humor and stuff, and I think that's why I took so quickly to comedy. My family situation wasn't great either, but I don't know, I always had fun even though I had a hard time.
Can you elaborate on your family situation?
I mean, my brother was horrible to me, bullied me my entire life, depending how dark you want to get. So I had it hard at home, and I had it hard at school. Being disabled just sucks. But I got older, and left and started therapy, and getting good people in my life. And honestly, life is really great now even though.
I understand. Yeah, that's gotta be tough. Is he your only sibling?
My mom actually remarried, so I have a half-sister, and a slew of step-siblings, which is great. They're like family to me. My mom met my stepdad when I was like 7.
But your brother, your fully related brother, and yourself, you guys are currently
not close?
I don't talk to him anymore, like at all.
Yeah, that must have been hard. He grew up without any challenges or adversities, other than being Canadian. Like fake money and stuff.
You never really know what someone's been through. Usually hurt people. And I got a lot of attention from my parents because I'm like this. But yeah, I don't need that in my life. Sometimes you just have to separate yourself.
Sure, I understand. I think what must have been challenging was that, did they have technology that was like this when you were younger? How recent is this development?
My first text-to-speech thing was when I was 12, and you could barely understand it, and it was like 10 pounds.
Oh, wow. So it was like with typewriters and laptops nowadays.
I usually just signed.
And you always had to sign with one hand.
My first phone was like at 14, Palm Pre. And I would type on it and just show people.
Yeah. I do that in foreign countries. Canada, England. Do you ever have, because sometimes I butt dial all the time, or I butt text. Do you have that happen where, that fucking guy just starts going off and is just, and you're just, it's like, oh no, I'm on the bus.
I used 2 voices, and last week on Kill Tony they both started talking at the same time, and it was an ordeal.
I used 2 voices, and last week on Kill Tony.
I used 2 voices, and last week on Kill Tony they both started talking at the same time, and it was an ordeal.
This just reminds me of my childhood. This is a nightmare. That's so funny. What is it that, you're... What's the actual, can you speak more to, your diagnosis and your where something like this, this happens from, pre-birth? Does this happen?
You know, what's I would love to know the details on the medical side of things.
Well, I got hit by a softball, and now I can't talk.
Came for you too. Probably the same one, motherfucker. Making the rounds, dude. Newton lied to us, dude. It said, once an object stops.
I have cerebral palsy. It's a brain damage thing when I was a baby.
Hmm.
An infection attacks the brain, and now I can't rock climb or talk dirty in bed.
Oh, God. The two things that you need to bang a chick. Yeah. She's like, if he can't rock climb or talk to me, I don't even. And I know you plan on good boy. I know you plan on moving to Los Angeles. And do you plan on living by yourself? And
What challenges do you think that will be? What do you think will be the most challenging with all of that?
I do live by myself, but right now my challenges are visa-related. I'm Canadian. I've lived alone since I was 16. I'm actually a really good cook. I shower by myself. I can make my own bed. I'm really quite an inspiration.
yeah, you really are. Gosh. That's crazy. I mean, and that really shows how bad the custom situation is that a dude full on mute cerebral palsy is like, yeah, visas are tough. It's my biggest problem right now.
And I'm an engineer.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You'd think it would be easier for an engineer to come tell jokes.
To come tell jokes or tell cum jokes?
Either way.
Yeah.
Either one. It's one and the same. You're right. You talk a lot about cum. It's frustrating.
When you're on a date with a girl, or with many girls, in your situation, you're such a bachelor. When you're on a date with a girl, is there a way?
Yes, I come.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. You get it. You come and she goes. Are you classic? I mean, just because you have this modulator, which doesn't have like a targeted perimeter. You know what I mean? So is it like, is it just a conversation that you guys are having and everybody can hear it? Like everybody can kind of hear how the date is going, or how smooth talking you are?
It depends how loud the restaurant is. I adjust the volume.
Yeah, you should connect it to the restaurant's like intercom.
To the restaurant's overhead.
I used it to yell at a lady last night, actually.
What happened? You have to be like, wait, hold on, I've got words for you.
A lady comes up after my show, and she starts harassing my dog and talking to me like I'm stupid. So I blasted my speaker like, hey lady, leave my dog's penis alone before I call the police.
But Al's got a great dick, though. I've seen that thing. It's hard to stay away.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
With your stutter, did people talk down to you a lot? Like even at your shows?
Yes. Yeah, I've gotten a lot better over the years, and I think people have, I can't remember every single time that somebody said something that was ignorant or something that was insensitive, or especially when people get drunk, it's like they're emboldened to even have less of a filter in a situation. And I remember when I used to work like the door at a ticket booth, and I would have to explain the rules, and I would have to explain where people were going, and that the showroom had a 2-item minimum, and I had to do the same spiel over and over, and it was kind of humiliating because most people go to comedy clubs in groups. So you're explaining it, and there's like maybe two out of the 5, there's people who are fully paying attention, but then the other 3 people in the background they're talking to each other, or they're giggling, or they're whispering, or they know how awkward the situation is. And so, I think and I don't want to speak for you, but
the way that we can best combat a lot of the way that they make us feel off stage is by talking about it on stage.
I do it, and I still have people come up to me after my shows, after watching me make fun of people who treat me like I'm dumb for 20 minutes, and treat me like I'm dumb. There's so much cognitive dissonance.
Yeah. Yeah, somehow they think that we're not the people that they're talking about. It's bizarre. It's like, I'm talking about what it is you shouldn't do, and then they're like, well, that must be some other thing, and then they'll present something that's equally as socially inept.
I have a joke where I'm like, people come up to me and start yelling at me slowly, asking to pet my dog, and I'm like, oh, are you okay? Are you having a stroke? And I have an entire bit making fun of it, and after a show where I told that joke, a lady comes up to me and, unironically, starts slow yelling at me to pet my dog, and I'm like, so clearly you weren't paying attention. Like, I don't understand. I just made a joke about this. Are you deaf? Were you just here to watch and didn't hear my set? Does that stuff ever stop?
I don't think it ever does.
At least in my experience. And here's the thing, like, I've spent such a long time with my situation trying to rehabilitate it that you get to a whole other level of, like I speak candidly about my situation, and I have for a really long time, that I've talked about it for so long I don't necessarily want to talk about it anymore. And so then you get people who are like, well, why don't you still stutter, or how come, or why is it that you used to and now you don't? Or then you get people who are like, oh, I miss it when he did. That's one that hurts the most, I think, for me, or one that hurts a lot is like when people say, oh, I miss when he did. It's like
you're advocating for my own health and growth to be stunted for your own benefit.
I miss it when you struggled.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's exactly like that. It's like they're
completely oblivious or unaware of the impact of that statement because it best suits them or however they felt in that situation. It's some sort of nostalgia that they could attach themselves to.
You were better before all this work you did to get better. I can see why that would hurt.
Yeah.
But people just don't get it. I feel like they're just not present with the stuff they're saying.
Yeah, it's really difficult. Now, are you someone who you have when you do your own? Are you performing? Are you doing colleges right now?
I'm doing clubs in Canada.
Gotcha. So do you do yuck yucks? Do you when you're on stage, do you ever have someone who's interpreting for you, or is it always
the voice modulator?
It's always my phone.
Mm-hmm. So do you have one that's like a backup in case that one dies?
No, but I need to get one.
Yeah, because I imagine if your phone dies, you have to keep your phone charger with you. You have the modulator. You have the modulator charger. You're like a Radio Shack. Just like a walking Radio Shack, but like a person. And better than Radio Shack, by the way.
Oh, I have a backup speaker, but not a backup phone.
Yeah, we got to get you equipped, man. I mean, you've seen Batman. Like, when he rolls the stuff out, it's, he's got 2s and 3s of everything, backups.
Apple, give me a free phone.
Yeah, Apple. I'm sure they will. When I did America's Got Talent, there was someone
saw that I did Sprint. I did a joke about Sprint, and then Sprint sent me a phone with a free year plan, and I was like, damn,
that's hella cool. I just make a joke about how bad they are, and then they're like, it's just I felt even worse. I was like, gosh, you guys, you don't even have any confidence either, Sprint.
I have a joke about Apple. I guess I'll need to do it on TV.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and talk about Mercedes, talk about, Southwest. I got a whole Rolex. You want to do, I don't really get you just pimped out, buddy. Do a joke about a chocolate lab.
Talk about mail and brides.
Yeah, there you go. How is what is it like when you meet someone new for the first time, like when you either if it's dating or if it's friendship wise, like what is it like socially, and what are some of the challenges
that you have trying to navigate something like that?
There's like a learning curve. People see me and they're like, what the fuck is this? But as they get to know me, they open up. You just need to be like understanding that I'm new to them. I answer their questions, and most good people kind of like figure it out.
Yeah. I think what's really cool is you get the opportunity to type the thing that you want to say if it's a long thing, and then you get to like
act out the thing that you just wrote. That's kind of cool. You're like doing stand-up within stand-up. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I wrote this, and then here we go. Now it's happening. That's so cool.
I have a really funny masturbation joke where I use my claw to act it out. It's my favorite joke. I won't be doing it on TV, though.
Waste.
Censorship at its worst. Depraving us of a true masturbation joke that we all want to see. A mute with cerebral palsy. Oh, God. I imagine at the end everybody comes. They watch it and they laugh so hard they come. They're like, this is just too good. And we'll never know because America is sensitive. Television in Korea, they don't have stuff like this, man. We should have done Korea's Got Talent, you and I, and we would be a shoo-in. Duo. Have your family come to see you do shows, and are they? Did they come see your live performance for America's Got Talent?
My parents are really supportive. I kind of think they're more excited about me telling jokes than they were about me being an engineer. They kind of expected me to succeed academically, but they didn't expect me to do all this.
Yeah. What type of engineer were you? And did you go to university for this?
I'm a software engineer. Well, I have a computer science degree.
Did you? What's it like when you take like an Uber? What's that like? They must feel like it's like a hostage situation.
Half of them drive away when they see the dog.
Yeah.
One almost ran him over. Uber is the worst man.
Yeah.
I hope Uber doesn't sponsor your podcast.
Oh, no, they do. I was going to cut away for...
If you just give me a sec. This episode is sponsored by Uber, and if you were to... Please stay. Please help. Well, first of all, how old are you, by the way?
28.
28. And you got how you said you started doing comedy post-pandemic, right? That's crazy. That's crazy that had to happen so like you were just like but the influence of the
pandemic had nothing to do with why you wanted to start doing comedy.
I never even wanted to start. I just attended a live show and they're like, get up and try it, and I'm like, okay. And then I found my calling.
That's awesome. It's good that he knows that his live show now. Piece of shit. That's mostly why I asked that question. I was like, well, just give this guy a second chance. Not you. You know what you're doing. He has absolutely no idea. Are you... what we do on this podcast is what I wanted... I always
ask the guests if there is a time that they recall where they doubled down on a moment where they really bet on themselves and it either paid off or it backfired. So, for my audience, they know, by
taking a chance on doing stand-up, talking a lot about my injury and my history of stuttering and my relationship to my injury was a thing where I, kind of bet on myself, or I doubled down and it paid off. So I want to know if there's a specific example that comes to mind for you where you were like, this is me taking a risk, and it does or doesn't have to be comedy related.
My whole life has felt like a did I stutter moment. I can't think of one big moment. You're going to university. What are you going to do with that? You can't even talk in meetings. Yes. Did I stutter? Oh my God, you travel alone for months at a time. The way you are. Yes. Did I stutter? Oh my God, you're a senior engineer in your field of choice, and you're going to try to be a comedian even though you can't even talk. Yes. Did I stutter?
Yeah.
That's great. That's really powerful.
I'm kind of like focusing less on my tech career and focusing on stand-up. That's a pretty big risk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course, because you're leaving something that was comfortable. But honestly, if you feel so confident with yourself and so sure of yourself, so sure of yourself up to this point, there's a reason that things are falling in line for you,
and that you took that risk, and that you, like you said, like in your list of being able to make people laugh, realizing that that's something that you can do and educate them at the same time. It's a very powerful thing.
You know what? I really loved your TED Talk too. I love telling jokes to educate, but I also want to talk about my experience too, because I think my story and lessons can be powerful. And the way you did it so authentically and were still funny was really admirable.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I think that we lose sight of the fact that there's more to our profession than just going up and telling jokes, especially for people who
came from backgrounds of adversity. So, I usually like to be vulnerable with people. I know I've met many comics, and I'm sure you have too, who, they're always on, they're silly and they're funny, and I love that. But I really like to know the
textures of why someone thinks the way that they think, what their past is, what gives them nice little what's kind of brings them to the makeup of who they are and how they came to this point and where they're going from here.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
Yeah. Isaac, question real quick. Do you have a I think we've never done this before, but I think we can do a versus with Ahren. What I do is I just since we're talking comedy, I always ask I want to ask like, what's a funnier word? Like, what's a word that you would rather use? They're similar words.
But I want to hear your opinion on what you think would be a funnier word.
Tissue or Kleenex?
Tissue versus Kleenex? All right, I'll go first, Ahren. And then he takes it and he wipes his eyes with a tissue, and he wipes his eyes with a Kleenex. He grabs it and sneezes right in the Kleenex. He wipes his ass with a Kleenex. Oh, that's funny. Kleenex is really kind of the front runner for me right now. He wipes his ass with a tissue. He doesn't even wipe his ass with a Kleenex. Kleenex is funnier to me, in my opinion. But I want to hear your thoughts.
I'm thinking tissue. I feel like Kleenex should be the textbook answer. But let's see. I threw Kleenex all over my landlord's house. You're right. Kleenex is funnier.
Yeah, Kleenex. Yeah, Kleenex. And then if you get, will you hand me that? Yeah, hand me a tissue feels so, just feels so regular. That just feels,
it feels pedestrian. Kleenex, it doesn't feel like it's trying too hard. Because here's the thing, is you have other words, if there's other words out there where you feel like comics are trying too hard with a word that's trying to be too hard to be funny.
I don't think Kleenex, even though Kleenex is the brand, and that's always the thing that people say. Kleenex is the brand, tissue is the thing. I think Kleenex is funnier. Now, which is funnier to you? Tissue or toilet paper? Or hang on. Let's see if we can beat Kleenex. Kleenex or toilet paper?
Kleenex.
Yeah, I agree. Kleenex. It's undefeated in terms of... Kleenex or kerchief?
I'm getting a little emotional. I have a kerchief in my pocket.
I wipe my ass with a kerchief.
Oh, that's so good, Ahren. That's hilarious. That's just fancy, but it's also redneck.
I wipe my ass with a kerchief. Kerchief is really good. I think we can agree that kerchief and Kleenex are both really, really strong, funny ways to wipe your ass. And I hope we do. I hope we get to test this out together.
Should we cut to that?
Yeah, let's cut away. We'll go right to a break. This episode's been sponsored by Uber. They'll get you where you want to go. They're your number 2 choice. Speaking of number 2... Yeah, this is sick, dude. We got a 10-minute episode here, and I am thrilled. It'll be like a trailer. It'll be like a trailer of all the best moments, and people will be like, I don't even need to see the movie. The trailer was so fucking good. Who do we have directing this episode, Isaac?
Directing the episode?
Yeah, directing the episode. Just, the trailer's going to be so good, so I just was curious.
It'll probably be me.
Well, we tried. We do what we could, Aaron, and I'll just get the director budget up, and we'll figure out something that we can do to just pump some production value into this. I was hoping like a Michael Bay.
Michael Bay's busy. We'll check on Steven Spielberg for you.
The new Transformers. Do you like movies, Aaron? Oh, dude, do you like the Transformers? Because the new one looks sick.
I haven't seen the new one.
I haven't either. We should go together. We should go watch it together. And you should, throughout the movie, have this guy.
Oh, yeah. Love that. Sick. Bumble my bee. Stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like that.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through a set. I'm going to go through a mock set right now, and I want you to just, give me, just random, oh, wow, oh, no, give me like that. So here we go. Hey, it's good to be here, guys. So, what's crazy about hitting the grocery store is they got escalators in grocery stores now.
I mean, what is this, a mall?
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, so, okay. That's good. I'm glad you were enjoying your time, sir. So anyway, I'm at the grocery store, and my wife tells me, pick up flowers. And I'm like, well, then what have we been gardening for, right? Because
oh, no.
Yeah, she did tell me that, if that's what you were reacting to. So she tells me, get flowers, and it's like, why? They're just gonna die in a few days, And you don't, I can get you a candle that smells like flowers.
Oh.
What happened? Oh, you just went, oh. Oh, you went for an ooh, and he reacted that way. That's upsetting. He did type in ooh, and then the guy interpreted it as,
oh. Yeah, sabotaging my story. It wasn't a very good story anyway. All right, now you go. You do one, and you tell your story, and I'll respond.
So over the weekend, I rented an apartment and paid through PayPal, and there was processing time. So the lady starts texting me, telling me to get out or she's gonna call the cops. And I'm like, all right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Her boss shows up knocking and sees me.
oh, hot. I've seen this porn.
He takes one look at me and he's like, oh fuck, I'm sorry. You can stay. My bad. And I get like 15 apology texts from the lady, and they give me half my money back. It's hilarious how behind a phone I'm just another asshole, but as soon as they see me it's like, oh God, I'm gonna get canceled. I'm making this cripple homeless. What have we done? So I cried a little bit to get an extra 25% back.
Attaboy. Work it.
And did.
Hell yeah. I didn't even want to give any false reactions because the story was just too good. Well, where can people find you, Aaron, other than hopefully America soon if you get into the country. I do hope will doing America's Got Talent, I feel like that should really help, being like I'm on the talent show.
I'm on your talent show. It's like the same as yo, I just texted your bit like that.
I'm hoping it'll help me get a green card. That's a big reason why I did it. My name Ahren Belisle, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. But here's the thing. My mom hates me, so she gave me a name nobody can say or spell.
Yeah.
It's Ahren with an H. Ahren. It took me 5 minutes to type how my name is.
It just kept correcting it. Oh yeah, does it auto-correct anything for you? Or do you like...
I just wrote a new joke about that. I was at a bar a few weeks ago, and instead of ordering a whiskey and Pepsi, I ordered a whiskey and pussy. That was awkward. I mean, I do want both those things.
Yeah. But in the same glass, though? No, there's gotta be an order to it. Anyway, well, I'm so glad you came by, Ahren. I'm glad that I got to know you a little bit better, and I'm super excited for your America's Got Talent appearance. And you know, my relationship with that show is also so special, and you and I talking a little bit about it. While you were doing it, and the whole audition process was really, really unique. So I'm glad you stopped by, and if I ever, meet your biological brother, I'm gonna kick him right in the fucking dick.
Thanks for having me. And offering to kick my brother in the dick.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna have his voice modulate to the opposite of that. It'll be the least sexiest voice. He'll have to get one and be like, oh, yeah, I guess I bullied my brother when I was younger because he had cerebral palsy and he was mute. But also, I talk like this. Isaac, hit it.
This is his voice.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or this. I'll kick your brother in the dinner. He's like, oh, I don't know what they say. My Timbits.
That's what they say in Canada. Don't change it to that. Change it back to the other one.
Oh, my. No, Isaac, to the other one.
Oh, my Timbits. There we go. Good.
Have you ever had a dream that you had to do so much you could do anything?